5, 4, 3. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellous show. The fly uncle you always wish you had. Bring him out. Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert. All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.
Here I am, goddammit. Here I am. Can you hear me now? Welcome to the Romello Marcellous show. I am he and he is me. As I was saying, if you have your health and strength and your sound mind and your body, doesn't matter if you got a dime to your name, you can change it all. As long as you have those and the opportunity to do so. Every day is a good day above ground, and hey, never has so few owed so much to so many. Because you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you chose to be here with me. At the bottom of your screen, man, I guess as you're facing it, it'd be on your right side. You see that good old share button? Share it. Press share. Yeah. Let people know where you are and what you're doing and who you're doing it with. And you're on here doing it with me. Yeah. Once again, man, welcome. Welcome to the Romello Marcellous show. If you like the show, man, as I do, I got to handle my business. Hey, if you haven't already, follow me on YouTube. Follow me. Click the subscribe, hit the bell. Make sure you subscribe, and you get your notifications. You don't always have to see my mug, but you can just turn it on and listen. See what we're talking about. Also follow me on Instagram. Double tap me, let me know you're there. Let me know you came through. Yep. Also, if you're on Facebook, you know what to do. If you're watching this on Facebook tonight or Instagram, a few minutes in, man, you're going to have to jump on over to YouTube. Trying to train you guys to catch the show. If you're going to catch it, you're going to catch it on YouTube. And, yeah, this is it. We here. Also, I know you see it scrolling at the bottom, but yeah, man, I ain't doing this for, I'm doing this for the enrichment of it. And yeah, here's a takeaway. Also got it in red and got it in white. If you look at the bottom of the screen, the info is scrolling in how you can receive it. Also have the hoodies. It's getting cold out, or getting ready to. Seems like we're doing transition right on into winter. Not gonna be a fall. Yeah. Once again, welcome to the show. Let me do this, man. Let me jump into this, because I think some people think that let me just say this. A lot of people believe that they're untouchable. But what's going around has already come around. Seems like in DC, The Attorney General is actually suing this guy here. Saylor actually is his estimated net worth is about 1.6 bill. The complaint alleges that he at least in he alleges that since 2012 he's been bragging the confidence and people around the city are creating this illusion that he lives in Florida to avoid paying DC's personal income tax. You know, people don't, I guess, that don't know, Floridians don't pay state income tax. Among the evidence that was seized or cited was specific social media posts and FAA flight information, you know, showing when his company's private jet had left and returned to the district. So this is kind of an ongoing thing. I don't know whether it's going to be criminal or what it's actually going to fall under. I mean, as of right now, this is one of the first lawsuits filed under the authority of the district's newly passed False Claims Act, which encourages whistleblowers to report DC residents evading taxes by misrepresenting their residence. The law also permits a court to fine a proven tax evader 3 times the amount of the taxes they evaded. So based on what they're saying, it's like he evaded more than $25 million in taxes over the course of 15 years by claiming to be a Florida resident when he in fact resides full-time in Georgetown. Seems he owns a 7,000 square foot penthouse on the Georgetown waterfront. But how it applies to us, shit. You know, I'll say this. This is one of those complexions for the protection, for the collection. Anyway, man, moving right along. Look, these youngins ain't gonna get it. More indictments go out down in Fulton County in Georgia. Seems they rounded up, well, the indictment states 26. They're still looking for 5. They're on the run now. All of this on the line. If you are online perpetuating this, you got large sums of money, the guns, and all of that. Yeah, they'll be coming to pick your head up soon. Get your children, get your sons. Get your sons and your daughters. Yeah. Let's touch a few things, man. This thing here, man. This is what got me. This here. The question's being asked. Bank of America creates a 0 down payment program for blacks and Latinos to buy new homes. I'm going to tell you what I see. I see the span of time from 1998 to 2007. This is what I see when I look at this. Okay. They're saying it's not based on credit, but it's based on your ability to have a pay history, or to be able to have a proven or supply a proven pay history based on your earnings. If anyone's familiar with the housing bubble that took place, where you had a lot of subprime lenders, they were funding a lot of homes based on fudged documents, based on people who actually could not afford the homes themselves. When the bubble burst, this is where we had those big bailouts and that kind of thing. First and foremost, I think they're looking at the fact that when we talk about minority buying power in this country, we're talking about almost $3.9 trillion as of last year, which in all actuality, as blacks, as I stated before, in 2020, we were at $1.6 trillion in buying power, 9% of the nation's total buying power. But I'm going to get off into that as we touch on what I want to touch on tonight. If you're just joining the show, let me go ahead and put it up, man. Listen, this is the topic. Asset or liability? Which are you to the black culture? Are you an asset or a liability? There's so many reasons I ask this question, because when we think about black culture, You think about give and take. And if you ask yourself the question about what was given and what was taken, the answer across the first line would be the same. Everything. Everything. And we have been bred and brainwashed to believe that we got to go drink from somebody else's well to be entitled to be us. When the whole time, they taking everything that we have and that we are, even down to our identities. Shout out to Mike Tyson, man. Well, we know what's going on with that. I'm not, if you haven't heard, Hulu's actually went in and did a biopic without his authorization, down to your own image. Yeah. Are we that weak, or are we that much of a liability to ourselves that we can't even control our own culture? Think about it. Any other culture around, they have their own protections. You're not going to go into the Asian community and just do something without an approval or some sort of pushback. You're not going to go into the Jewish community. You're not going to go into the Hispanic community. We're the only ones that sit here and we have our gates, our doors, our windows open for any and everyone to come in and be vultures to our culture. The question is, how much perpetuating of the fraud are we going to continue to do for ourselves? We talk about we got things we want to do, and how are we going to do them? But shit, I'm going to be honest with you. At $1.3 trillion as a consumer, meaning you're the greatest consumer in the world, there's no reason why things shouldn't be getting done for some of everyone who has an idea that is going to be an asset. But here's the thing. We're so disorganized that we don't even have a community anymore. I say it on the shows all the time. In every major city you go into, there's a Chinatown. There's a little Italy. There's a Chiliagua. There's a Spanish town. There's all of these different areas that's cut out for others. There's no areas cut out for us because we can't even get it together and create that. We're too busy taking handouts from the government, whether it's EBT, whether it's scholarships, down to the Pell Grants that you take. You look at it. If you're spending that much money, let me retract it. Okay. Here's where I'm gonna sit with this. If you can touch some money, right? Doesn't make a difference how you touch it. Half of you wouldn't even know what to do with it. Half of you would turn around and go right out and attribute it to someone else's kid's college fund by buying or supporting someone else's last name to put on your behind or ride in, as opposed to reinvesting it in yourself or your community. We go to schools, man, and it's a shame we go to school without any true intent because we don't talk to one another. I'll do you one better. When I say organizations, there are no black organizations that are truly for blacks in this country. If so, I'll wait, put it in the comments, put it in the chat, show me something. And I'll show you where 9 times out of 10, that organization has been bought or controlled by a white man's money. Speaking fact. When we talk about that, it's like, where's the professional inventory? We have to send our children off with a reason, as opposed to falling victim and prey to the, I got to get this money. Okay, you got the money. Now what you going to do with it? Pay rent? So see, thing is, we've been hoodwinked with that to be on the renters plantation nation, where we can't believe that we can buy something because we have to line it up with credit. We have to do this. We have to do that. When, on all actuality, you can do a lot of things without personal credit. It's all in how you do it. Applying yourself to obtain the knowledge is, at this day and age, there's no excuse because it's all out here for you. The asset and liability thing, when you look at yourself, a lot of us are ungrateful with the statuses of our life, meaning we're not where we think we should be. when in all actuality, a lot of times you're right where you should be because of the things you need to see. You know, as blacks, we're the most hated folks in the world. And there's a saying, either you are what you hate or you want to be it because it vexes you so, because you hate it so much. The truth tastes so good on a belly full of lies. And we've been lied to so fucking much. A lot of us don't know where we're coming or going. Yeah. You think about it, man. When you take about a professional inventory or community inventory, people talk about, oh, you want to go to school for this, go to school for that. When in all actuality, if you look at most communities, okay, like the Asian community, they raise their kids to go do certain things. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to be an engineer. You're going to be a whatever. And there's no kickback. There's no blowback because they know that at some point in time, once they achieve that goal, they'll come back and they'll be of service to their community. The only thing we want to serve or have been taught to serve is ourselves. And let me say this, service is protection to your community. It protects the positions in which people want to come and take things from you and marginalize you. There was a conversation that Kanye was having with someone. He was talking about his Nike deal and how he was marginalized based on what someone felt other than him. When in all actuality, if you sitting there and you got 4 or 5 different people with access or excess of $100 million, why do I need to talk to Phil Knight or whoever that runs Nike to do anything for me? Why do I need to talk to Adidas? Why? But this is where we are at $1.3 trillion in spending in this country, in the world, period. It's like we still falling for the banana in the tailpipe. You know, at every turn, when we look at our culture, right? Or what was our culture, because basically it's non-existent. It doesn't belong totally to us. We have to go and get it back. Everything's it's been taken, even down to you got the theys saying that there is someone else now that is being considered the king of pop. I thought they retired that jersey. The man just had a birthday. Miss me with that bullshit. Yeah. Um, we have to get to the point where we can depend on one another. First and foremost, we don't trust one another because we don't even consort with one another. We have gotten into the position where we allow society to push the goalposts back time and time again, even to the point where when we are becoming mature and older, age wise, mentally, spiritually, we should be progressing. We allow society to tell us that 40 is the new 30 and so on and so on. So the turn up continues. People are seeking the bullshit and we're continuing to be left behind, going at one another because we're chasing things as opposed to uh, things of substance. Things are going to outlive us and last beyond us. You know, we got children in tow. We got grandchildren in tow. We got nieces, nephews, you know, and then even at this point, we have elders. If your parents are still living, if your grandparents are still living, man, they get to a point where they're going to have to depend on someone. And if you get older and you should still be here beyond that time, who's going to take care of you? Because it ain't nothing we producing now. It's sad to be sitting in one of these convalescent centers by yourself, man, without any sort of real care outside of those people who want to shove you in a corner and lock you in a room and beat you up, and all kinds of shit that they do to these residents in these convalescent centers. Yeah. And like I said before, man, y'all chasing the money, and half y'all don't even know what the hell to do with the money when you get it, because you're gonna spend it right back. That's why they bet on you, even down to the quote unquote little subsidy checks that they gave during COVID. You know, nobody built. I can promise you there are a lot of you people out here, and I did the math on some of it. You probably got about 12 grand, 10 grand, each of you for that year. And a lot of you are still in the same position that you were before you received those funds. Why? Frame of mind, where you come from, what you've seen, or what was taken from you, or the continual margining of who you are. I was always told that if anyone approaches you and offers you something to you in which you don't know the value of it, you better believe it's worth way more than they've offered it to you, because they've already sized up what the return is based on what they're going to offer you for it. So what are you going to do with it? Because they've been taking it from us forever. Seems like. Yeah. Even down to our personal relationships. I was talking to my mom. She's going to be on the show. She's going to get you straight. I asked her a question, and she kind of turned the corner. She said, "Yeah, I like some of the things y'all talk about, but I can't get down with the bickety back, the back and forth, the da 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 da." I said, "Why you say that, Mama?" Tastes good on a belly full of lies. The truth, boy. She said it as an older woman in her age, wisdom. She said she doesn't see anything wrong with the black man. And here's why she said it. It's the same thing I said. She said, you got to be dangerous, because there's so many different apparatuses put in place for you not to succeed, especially to be with your woman. Now, she says she's not condoning or preaching to the fact that you are supposed to be accepted as you are, but you're supposed to step up and handle your business. But when we talk about expectations, the expectations are one of those things that keep us apart from having a conversation of community. We're supposed to help one another. The expectation of someone showing up and giving you the world, yeah, that was never a real thing, especially for those who lived and had some substance about themselves. Everything they got, they built together. The ambition, the desire, and the will to work is what made those things work and gave longevity. Nobody's perfect. The key is to deal with one's flaws and decide whether you want to accept those flaws before you engage. And if so, you know what you're getting. Um, we don't have conversations anymore as a black family. And I'm not just talking about in your house, I'm talking about in general. You know, forums should be put in place. And at the same time, we need to do some vetting, because every time we create something, there's some sort of infiltration that's going to happen. Shit, they infiltrated the fucking meditation movement when it first happened. So, yeah, they're gonna always come to listen. But the key is it truly community based, or is it about the dollar? If it's community based, then we can put ourselves in a position to have the same power that our grandparents and so on and so forth had during Jim Crow and on up, to help propel our activists and quote unquote leaders at the time to create awareness for us to move about the country and to create a lot of lanes that have been diluted because of the power that it held. Prime example, we look at Black Lives Matter. The average individual who is novice to this whole propaganda thing, and watching movements and marching and so on and so on, they would think, oh, it's really a thing. But when you scratch the thief, or excuse me, scratch the lie, you find a thief. So when you look at that movement and you look at all of those people who were involved and those that were behind it, we understand that it really wasn't about us moving. It really wasn't about us making a difference, because at every turn it's going to be diluted some way where it's saying, well, all lives. Yeah, all lives ain't suffering the way we've suffered. No one on the face of this earth has suffered the way we suffered. Now, I'm not anti Semitic in any way, shape, or form. And those that claim to be Semites, hey, that's a whole nother conversation. Um, to my knowledge, the Semites look a lot like our ancestors, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I will say this: they've endured some things, but that was a walk in the park compared to what we've endured and are still enduring. Got the race soldiers on the street, you know, plotting, planning constantly, you know, rolling up, pulling down. Still got brothers out here and sisters out here who have no idea and understanding of where their asses are when they deal with situations like this. You got more than a dozen officers who were caught texting about killing black people in California, in Torrance. You know, there's one thing or another that keeps us from really and truly expressing our ability to be the best that we can be. And I'm saying this within before we even get to this, right? It was basically put out that two or more officers, Krista Tomzik and Cody Willen, were caught spray painting a swastika inside an impounded vehicle. A search warrant executed for the case recently unearthed at least 15 or more police officers had exchanged violent racist and homophobic messages for several years, but were suppressed by lawyers of the officers, the unions. The documents contain racist cartoons of black and Latino people, as well as comments about lynching black suspects and killing black children. Let me say this again. The documents contain racist cartoons of black and Latino people, as well as comments about lynching black suspects and killing black children. You know, um, as much as we say a change, things have changed. It stays the same. When I say that the things we deal with prior to even getting to this point, the relevancy of it all is that a lot of us, as we age, we do the same thing we were doing at 20. If you're 30, there is no need for you to be anywhere that you were when you were 20. And if you were 40, the same goes. It becomes a liability. You don't have the same conversations. You shouldn't be doing the same shit. You shouldn't even be hanging around the same people, especially if they're not um, feeding your mind or your spirit to propel you to the great individual that you need to be, so that you can be an example that deems you a liability, not just to you, but to everyone around you. Because see, most of you jokers will go out here and get killed and put a GoFundMe page up, but yet still you were driving around in a car and a Charger or Benz or and wearing a whole bunch of white folks' name on your behind, and you can't even bury yourself. It seems a lot of sisters are dying like that too. Got a big old bag on your arm and no money in it. Yeah, a lot of GoFundMe pages out there. Jacked up teeth, whole bunch of things. I'm just calling a spade a spade. We family. We family. We can talk to each other, right? We family. We can have this conversation. If I offend you, everything ain't. Hey, won't cost you a dime. Pay me no mind. But the truth always tastes good on a belly full of lies. All I'm gonna say is this: This is the conversation I'm having tonight. Asset or liability? Which are you? Are you out here ripping and running the street? Are you out here, hurting people? You robbing? Are you professing things about um, yourself that's not true or untrue? Are you abusing yourself? You know, are you an asset? Are you working every day? Are you setting an example for those that may be watching you? Are you going out and doing a little extra for someone in the community? There's old people out here that need groceries run. There's people that need feeding. There's children that need mentors. Are you intentional when you graduate in school, even out of high school? It starts there. If you're a parent and you're talking to your kid, what can they do in the community, or what can they be when they come back to the community? What can they offer? Most people want to say, "Well, I just want to be rich. I just want the money, and I want a house. I want a car. I want to be cool." What about everybody else? There is a responsibility when you're successful to be available and be visual to those that need to see people like you, that look like you. People talk about the presidency. Barack was merely a symbol because he looked like us. Inspired a lot of people, but didn't get shit done. And in all actuality, that shit made us more vulnerable than anything because it gave those that didn't have the comfortability to walk up to us and approach us or check us that same thing. That I can walk up to them now. They're approachable. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about you, man. It wasn't until after Barack was gone that I began to see the Karens. Yeah. I'm talking about on the front line. They've always been there. Phone with nine and one already dialed, but to approach and walk up on, not until after. Yeah. But we've allowed ourselves in a lot of ways to be liabilities to the culture. Okay. We got wealthy folks up here, at the top of their game, and in which we talk about for us, because we don't see any great, or there are some out there, but we don't see any billionaire black guys or black women for tech, or for this or for that. Most of our quote unquote success stories are from athletes, or entertainers. Okay. Not naming no names, but you got a group of black people up there who have other businesses, who've invested in other outlets of media and entertainment. Some of them are secretly doing things, some of them aren't. But the question is, if you're at the top of the game, right, and all I can offer is you a liquor, what does that say about me? Does that make me an asset or does that make me a liability? I'm offering you something that's not going to really benefit you. It's going to put you in a state of slothfulness and bad health based on a turn up. I mean, if I'm doing that, I need to get to the point where I'm doing like Philip Morris at some point in time. I need to be paying for somebody's health care. But that's a whole nother discussion. We talk about liabilities, assets, and liabilities. Which one are you? Me, I'm, 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 I'm doing my part. I'm here. I'm talking to you guys, and I'm boots on the ground. I was boots on the ground before I even got to this point. My mind and my skill set has set a lot of people free, and I'm talking about to the tune of about 263 man years that people have been able to get back to their families and so on and so forth who had been wronged in the judicial system. So, I guess I can consider myself an asset. And as I said, truth always tastes good on a belly full of lies. Um, but you don't have to go out and swing for the fence. You can do small things, man. It ain't all about you. It's not all about me. It's about everybody around us, those that look like me, those that come from me, those that come from you. Are they being a liability or are they going to be an asset? Look at a lot of the visuals that we see, the TikToks, the things. Sisters, stop twerking. You need to have a funeral procession, bury the twerk. It is a shame that you feel that ugly about yourself, but that is the only way that you can garner attention. You are a liability when you do this. When you should be sitting on your TikTok or your live, uttering something that's edifying to those that see you, that would see your natural beauty. But you know, you want to assimilate for some reason. But we're gonna get into that tomorrow. Honestly, there's a whole lot we're gonna talk about. I'm just touching base, man. I'm rambling tonight. I'm not giving y'all nothing. I'm not giving you anything tonight. I'm just rambling. But tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow this is gonna be on fire. Oh yeah, get your popcorn, get your friends, whatever you're gonna get. Be right here. 'Cause tomorrow, me and this brother, we gonna set it on fire around here. All right. Tell all your friends. We'll be right here. Me and the brother Dr. Umar, Mr. King Kong Consciousness himself, we'll be right here. And we're gonna get into it. Um, as I said, the topic tomorrow is why? Why? Why are black folks always crossing over to something other than themselves? I'm kind of touching on it tonight. I'm jumping around because I don't want to be too direct. So I'm just giving you this because I am obligated to be here. Um, that's debate. The switch is the process of assimilation. Yeah, we're gonna touch it tomorrow. So be right here. 9 o'clock is special time. We start time, and phone lines will be open. If you got any questions, call in. And yeah, man, we got to get some community together. We got to get back on some things, man. I'm not just gonna talk about the problem. I want to deal with solutions. What things can we do? I mean, the grassroots things we did. I mean, even down to, having people that you talk to look like you in your community and maybe on the other side of town, but you got to incorporate these conversations. I'm gonna tell you right now. When I was a kid, I was a latchkey kid in my grandparents' neighborhood. I was a latchkey kid. There was a lady who had a house, and she made it very clear that all the kids in the neighborhood was safe to come there. It was a safe house, and we would go and do arts and crafts and hang out and make cookies and all of that kind of stuff. And just being able to see someone positive in the neighborhood who wasn't calling you nigger and trying to run you down the block and do things to you. Yeah, but we need more of that now. We got to get back to that. The grassroots, not being fearful to talk to one another because, oh, he feeling some kind of way. Fuck you. What's up, homie? You ain't out here by yourself, brother, sister. How you doing? Hey, and sister, stop getting in the mindset that if a man speaks to you that he wants you. Don't nobody listen. It ain't even that. Just because the motherfuckers, hey, they're just acknowledging that they see you. You look like me. You're a sister. You're a brother. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Sending positive vibes. Keep it pushing. You're not out here by yourself. If you need me, I'm right here. I ain't far. We also gonna get into this other thing, man, that a lot of y'all do. This is gonna be the bonus. And I know a lot of y'all do it. And shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. A lot of y'all do this. Y'all code switching. Code switchers. You go to work and you automatically assimilate. You get on the phone. Hi, this is Bob. And I'm calling on behalf of these. You feel me? And you leave work and you cussing like a sailor. And and it's just the way you present. You could be going to a restaurant or an environment in which is not of your normal station, and because you are not in your space, you automatically tighten up. Pause for the calls. Everything. Yeah. Damn shame. I got to stop the code switching. Not good. Not good. Be yourself, man. You should be the best you in every aspect of your life. You should be comfortable in your skin. Code switching, does that make you an asset or a liability? Give me an example. All right, got a dog. I walk in the goddamn little store, man, going and get a one of the training leashes or whatever. And I see a sister in the store, and it's a white man in the store too. He's off somewhere else, and I sister only wanted the counter. I said, hey, look, I need this chain and so on, blah blah blah. Do you know that this imbecile begins to tell me why they can't sell me the chain? It's right there. Got a price tag on it. I need it. It took the white man to come over and say, move, wench. Sell him this goddamn chain because I'm in the business of selling the chain. Him as one of the owners of the business. But this is that thing when we code switch. We're not on code. My thing is, look, if I'm in an establishment and one of y'all come in there, I'm gonna lay out the red carpet for you and let you know that you are more than welcome to buy and do anything you need to do inside of this establishment that is lawful and respectful. Boom. And if you want to get out of line, I'm gonna get the hell out the way because it doesn't belong to me. Because one or two things are gonna happen. Because now you're a liability. The people gonna come get you, and you're gonna go away from here. That's it. But if you're coming in, I'm gonna lay it out for you. I'm not gonna switch the code because the code is us. We got to be on code. Everybody else is on code. Yeah, even with your conversation, I'm gonna talk to you the same way that I'm talking to you on here in person. I'm a good old cusser. I cuss. God damn it, I cuss. I'm sorry. I mean, every now and again I get on a roll on here, and then, it's just what it is. I'm gonna be me. I don't care where I'm at. If I'm in the church, hey, MAF might slow out. Never know. Some people say, "Oh, you got to tighten up." Listen, I don't come from that. I've never won no. I ain't holding no water. I'm gonna let it. You gonna get it how I got it. And if you can't handle it, speed on before you get peed on. That's all I can say. Now, when it's time to act according, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give the show enough. I'm gonna always give the show. I'm not gonna change up the code. I'm gonna be who I am, and all those that can respect it and appreciate it, cool. If not, then we don't need to be talking. I don't need nothing from you. Nothing from you. What you got don't make me or break me. I can go get it. I know how to go get it. Timing is everything. Yeah. So listen, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. But I will say that tomorrow, there will be no holds barred on this show. I'm just rambling tonight because I need to save everything that I want to put out on this because now I have someone who's going to come on this show that's going to match me or push me to dig deep and have these intellectual conversations between two strong, powerful black men on this platform. Okay. Um, we'll also get into the things that he has on the horizon. He has a big event coming up shortly or soon. I'm actually going to attend it. We talk about a lot of things, but yeah, this topic we're gonna get into tomorrow will shed a lot of light or different perspectives on in which the way we've carried ourselves beyond our ancestors that have come before us and been slayed and duped and murdered and still being murdered and everything else now, which is the question tonight. The same thing. Are you an asset or a liability? You have people that go to events, man. Okay, you're 40, 45, you're 35, 40. You're still going to nightclubs, still going to events. And, you know, It's cool to go out every now and again. But the question is, do you ever ask yourself, is this the night that somebody's going to let go and get hit by a stray bullet? Does that make you a asset or a liability? Or is that individual that's in the club with the beef and they can't handle their liquor and putting their hands on another woman that doesn't belong to him or vice versa, that turns the club out or turns the party out? Are they the liability? Or is it you? You work hard every day. You got a family to support. You got a family that cares about you. You have a community that cares about you, that needs you, and you put yourself in harm's way. Yeah, this is how we should be thinking, people. You know, they say great people talk about ideas, not people. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about the idea of us being assets or liabilities, right? So did that make me a great people, or does that make me mediocre? I'm just asking. Does it all taste good like this on a belly full of lies? Because see, we've been told we're less than, we don't belong, and all we can have is what they gave us. And I call bullshit on that because we've had so much more. And every time we touch something, it becomes a threat. It becomes the threat so much to where we could just be off somewhere in a part of this country, living our own little lives, not tapping into nothing, creating our own, having our own, and they'll come burn it down in the middle of the night while we lay slumber, sleeping peacefully in our beds. Because it's happened before. You know what they say, if it's happened once, it can happen again. But the question is, once again, are you an asset or a liability? Asset or liability? Which are you to the black culture? What are you offering? Aside from your bullshit opinion, and you ain't got no boots on the ground nowhere. Nor are you incurring the thought or inciting the riot of thought in an individual's mind to want to be better or to do something better for the community in which they live. There's no reason why we should not own acres and acres of land still, in which we could put our own schools, our own hospitals, our own colleges. You know, we talk about the HBCUs. Why? A lot of those jokers or those schools, although some of the alumni fund the schools, but where's most of the money coming from? Just like the black churches. Those initiatives are which are some of the things that keep those doors open. Now I'm not knocking it. You want to go, go. But God damn it, there comes a time when change has to happen. Where you know how you have a chicklet and you got to push it out of the nest and it's got to fly on its own. You know, we have to get to that point where we actually have our own stuff, not taking the hand out to get it done. Stop being afraid of the big number. Because to my understanding, $1.3 trillion ain't nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, and we've touched it, we've spent it, we've had it, but yet still we're the most underemployed and the lowest income bracket or of people in the country. We got still we're the strongest when it comes to buying power. I said it on the show before, where at the Million Man March, the original Million Man March, the minister asked that all of the brothers hold up $1, and it was a representation of the buying power that we as black men had at that point in time. And he also gave instructions. He said, "Look, if you're going home, don't buy nothing. You got to eat. Okay, go get you something to eat, but don't buy a thing." Left there, went to the mall, man. I tell you, every district manager or whatever person was there looking around. Wasn't a person in the store. It was a ghost town. What I'm saying to you is that a lot of times we buy into the things that they sell us or they feed us about a propaganda about us, and we begin to believe that shit. We've always been a wealthy people. We've always made it with the bare necessities. This is what makes us wealthy. This is what makes us strong, stronger than anybody else on the face of this earth. We could talk about the Wall Street crash. Jokers was killing themselves, jumping out of 20-story building windows, killing themselves. Shit, no sweat to us. I lost 1,000, lost 5, lost 20. All right, whatever, man. I get it back. That's our mindset because shit, I ain't never had it. Well, if I had it, I know I can get it again. And if I lose it, I had it. You feel me? You can't take away the fact that you had it, but you got people that those aspects of their lives become the bane of their existence. We conditioned, you know. And I was saying that you're not just good, you got to be trained. Yeah, we train to go at all points and places and spaces. But how we go is the deciding factor whether we're assets or liabilities to our culture. Now we look at the music industry, look at the entertainment industry. Who do we have out there that we can say is truly an asset? I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Not a damn one. Everybody's stepping and fetching. No offense to step and fetch it, but everybody's stepping and fetching. Everybody's owned. Everybody's been invested in, and they sign these contracts and these deals in which I'm going to give, but at any given time, I can take it all back. Hmm. Listen, that is always the case. Always the case. I don't give a shit how big you are. When you take money from certain folks, they own you. And they're going to let you know at every turn, I own you. And at any given time, I can push the button on this shit and end it for you. As long as you are not doing my bidding. You're going to sell these people, your people, what I tell you to sell them. And you're going to dance a jig while you're selling it to them. And you're going to smile. And then you're going to bend over when I'm ready. And if you don't, there's two places for you. There's jail. I'm going to put you in the ground. One or two things. Tell me what entertainer or athlete that has actually decided to retire, that did not take a white dollar, retired on top of this game. Tell me. I'll wait. I will wait. Anyone that actually has controlled their destiny, even that, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. Michael just had a birthday. He was by one of the most powerful jokers in the industry. How much of a Sony catalog did he own? And that's just all we knew about. I'm just saying. Liability or an asset? Which are you to the black culture? If you're taken, you've borrowed against the farm. You don't own the farm anymore. Yeah. You got to truly get it out the mud and own it. Don't borrow against it. Because if you borrow against it, what does that do? It puts you in debt. You're in debt to someone that can come and call their margin at any given time that you do or say something that they don't like. You think that you can walk up in your job tomorrow and tell your supervisor, fuck you, kiss my ass, I ain't doing jack and still have a job? No. You know why? Because you have debt. A lot of you are still on the renter's plantation, or you have a mortgage. Yeah. That word is kind of morbid because that's basically where they got the first portion of mortgage for. Yeah. Wow. Um, Yeah, I ain't gonna, I'm not gonna hold you guys much, man. Like I said, is a new day. I just came on to put a little paint where it ain't, share a little time with y'all guys, man. And hey, look, screenshot this, whatever you're doing, post this on your page for me. Tomorrow, man. Tomorrow. Dr. Umar Johnson will be here, Mr. King Kong Conscious himself. He and I, Romello Marcellous, we are going to chop it up. The topic tomorrow is why why are black people always crossing over to something or someone other than themselves? The process of assimilation. And we're going to touch a whole lot of other things too. Um, and then all you'll get you some understanding. Figure out ways that you can be an asset as opposed to a liability. Don't complain about things that you can't change, especially when it deals with people. You know, just try to be the best version of you can be so that they can see maybe what they need to see or what they need to be. Most folks, they want to hear the buffoonery. They want to hear the cornball stuff. There's a time and place for that. Just not right now. As I said tonight, man, you ask yourself the question, am I an asset or a liability to my black culture? And what am I doing to be better for my people? You know, listen, doesn't take a lot. Doesn't take a lot. Does not take a lot. Only thing you got to decide is what it is you want to do. Regardless of your circumstances, it can change your whole life. Just like this guy right here. Boom. Federal jury awards $100 million to this man, paralyzed after a fall, after Atlanta officer shocked him with a stun gun. He was previously homeless. Now he's rich. But damn, he's paralyzed. So shit, how much enjoyment can he really have? I mean, it's gonna go to medical bills and shit like that. $1 million ain't it's $100 million, but we'll see what he receives. Yeah. Hopefully they don't appeal on him and take him to a higher court and whatever. But hey, yeah. No, you're getting, man. Get you some understanding. Get you some understanding so you can grow. Hopefully this is put some sort of thought or insight and some sort of thought in your mind. And if you like it, man, share it. Follow me on YouTube, man. Smash the subscribe, pluck the like, hit that bell so you can get the notifications. Hey, also, man, I'm on Instagram, right there. Double tap, share, follow. You got any show ideas? Leave it in the comments. Yeah. If you're on Facebook, man, and you've been following me, I'll let you slide tonight, but tomorrow you will have to log into YouTube to see this show. You will have to tap in. You will have to log in. You will get the first few minutes, but you're going to have to come on over to the side and get the rest of the show. You'll get the introductions. You'll get the beginning part, but when we begin to chop it up, yeah, you got to come over to YouTube. Yeah. Once again, man, this is the Romello Marcellous Show. Tonight's topic was asset or liability. Which are you to the black culture? So many things have been put in place for us as black people to keep us behind the 8 ball. You got to have some real fear about an individual to continue to press them out like that. Yeah. Got to have some real fear about the black man or the black woman to really keep us apart. It's something that motherfuckers know, So, it just, wow. Says a lot, man. Says a lot. Yeah. As I said, once again, man, love on you. Let people see you love you so they know how to love you. All right? Loving you is all that matters. Try not to be a liability to yourself so that you can be an asset to others. And tomorrow, once again, right here, tomorrow, 9 p.m., share it. Let your friends know. Be here. Be a part of the conversation. Phone line will be open. And yeah, if you're on Facebook or you're on Twitter or any of the other spots, man, you're going to have to Log into YouTube to catch me. You got to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell. Click like. Yeah. We'll also be live on Spotify tomorrow night, as well as Apple. So you can listen in if you're driving in your car. We'll be right here. All right. Any show ideas? Leave them in the comments. As far as that's concerned, hey, I ain't got nothing but love for you. And I hope that's the same for me. Because it's all I got for you. And good night.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellous Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert! All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You now rocking with the best.
I'm feeling like Disco Danny. Psych. Good night.